What's going on, everyone? Mike Kadlick and Tayler Kyles here for CLNS Media on the practice fields outside of Gillette Stadium as the Patriots just wrapped up day 2 of their 2024 training camp. A reminder that we are powered by Game Time. Head over to Game Time, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. All right, Tayler, let's talk about the wide receiver position. All the pass catchers, actually, because we're going to loop in some tight ends as well. My takeaway today, the main storyline is, once again, for I believe a third year in a row, number 11, Tyquan Thornton, is trying to steal our hearts in non-padded practices. Now, no shining moments for Thornton, but he was the most, active and the most, incorporated wide receiver on the day. Had a couple catches from both Jacoby Brissett and Drake May. One on I think it was like a quick, button hook route on Christian Gonzalez I thought was noteworthy. He didn't shake Gonzo or anything, but he was involved. He was there. He got open, and he made catches. So what do you make of Tyquan? Are you believing in him yet? What do you make of number 11 today on the field?
I don't mean to be condescending or anything, but with Tyquan Thornton, at times you kind of just take what you can get.
Yeah.
And if there's a day where he has multiple targets and, he catches them all, you do have to give him a feather in his cap because that does show some sign of growth because we don't see that from him very often. But at the same time, like you said, not a ton of noteworthy plays. Right. Now, still early. We always have that caveat, in the first week of training camp. But at the same time, I'd maybe like to see a little bit more. He did have a play where there's no tackling or anything, but he shook loose and then accelerated after the catch where you're thinking, okay, maybe there's a little something there. I'm not buying stock yet, though. I want to see him string days together. Yeah, it's nice to see him in a single day of practice have these stellar performances or, productive performances, but this is the second day I think he's had this offseason that really stood out, so I'm not buying stock yet, but it is a step in the right direction for Tyquan.
I'm with you. It's a step in the right direction, but you can't buy the stock until you see it with the pads because we've seen this now 3 years in a row, and then we know what happens in the regular season, whether it's injuries, poor play, drop balls, etc. But I would say a solid start for number 11 so far, he's actually getting, those reps with the first team. He's in the rotation, but so is a guy in Jalen Polk. Yeah. Number 1, the rookie wide receiver out of Washington. He continues to look really solid out here. I saw your tweet about it that he said something about his hands. Now I forget, but
I noticed that he always looks the ball in.
Yeah,
every single time it comes his way, and that may seem like, they're professionals, but watch, not everyone is actually looking the ball in, especially in practice. That's so important, just so it's muscle memory, and that's one part about the arrogant hands. He's always attacking the ball. When he gets it, he's looking at it and then tucking it in. That's just something that then it becomes, automatic. You don't have to think about it. So just one little part of his game that stands out when you see him going through drills and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, he looks solid. Again, he really goes out and picks the ball. He has sure hands. He's no really, fumbling or bobbling the ball or anything. He just looks confident in his routes, confident, in his decision-making as a wide receiver. I'm super excited about him. He looks good through 2 days. He was my bold prediction to have over 1,000 yards as a rookie, so I don't want to say he's on track for that just yet, but, he looks impressive. We talked to him after practice. He's excited to be out here. He said he doesn't care, frankly, that he takes first-team reps, third-team reps. He wants to do whatever he can to help this team turn it around and win some football games this year, so solid stuff from Polk all around.
And a big part of the reason that he got the opportunities he did is because, once again, Demario Douglas didn't participate. We actually found out from Phil Perry of NBC Sports Boston that he's dealing with a hand injury, I believe?
It was hand. He had like a red wrap on, I think it was his right thumb, and then Phil caught up with him and said it was a hand. So.
Yeah, so he participated once again in the early parts of practice where you're going through individual drills, some routes on air, even some elusiveness drills where he made Marcelo Style look kind of silly. You can check out my Twitter page if you want to get a clip of that. But yeah, the fact that Demario Douglas didn't practice is a big reason that Jalen Polk has been in the slot with that top offense. The one thing I would like to see from Polk is a little more aggressiveness at the point of attack downfield. Now, to be fair, he has been smothered by Jonathan Jones and Marcus Jones, who had to break up against him today on some of these deep throws. So there's not a lot of space, but at the same time, this offense needs playmakers. Yeah. We mentioned in our quarterback video, there's not a lot going on downfield for this Patriots offense. You're hoping that Javon Baker and Jalen Polk would be those guys as two of the better downfield or deep threats period in college football last season. So I'd like to see a little bit more from Jalen Polk in that regard. Maybe it helps once the pads come on and he can be a little more physical with those guys.
Yeah, for sure. We'll obviously see what happens with Demario Douglas. He's a guy who, even last camp, I think he had like 2 days out here, and then they basically shut him down because they knew how legit he was, and everyone's like, where's Demario Douglas? Why isn't he playing? It's because he's nasty at football. He's going to get back from the thumb and probably be the Patriots' best wide receiver this year. So we'll see what happens with the entire pass catcher unit. As we continue here at Patriots training camp, make sure to follow along on Twitter at Patriots CLNS. Follow all of our work at clnsmedia.com and subscribe to Patriots Press Pass on YouTube.
Make sure to subscribe to Patriots Press Pass for all your Patriots news and updates on YouTube. And for all our written work, make sure you check out clnsmedia.com.